Have you ever touched a frying pan that has been sitting on a fire for an hour? Now, imagine living inside that pan. In 1942, in the North African desert, the sun didn't just burn your skin, it cooked your brain. Inside our tank, the thermometer broke at 130 degrees Fahrenheit. The steel walls were so hot that if you touched them with bare skin, your flesh would peel off. We weren't fighting the Germans anymore. We were fighting the sun. This is the story of the day our tank became a coffin, and we were being roasted alive inside. We were operating in the Libyan Desert. It was noon. The sun was a white hammer pounding down on the earth. Outside, it was 110 degrees. Inside the tank, it was hell. The engine, located right behind us, was pumping heat like a blast furnace. There is no air conditioning in a World War II tank. There is no ventilation, just hot oil, fumes, and the smell of 5 men sweating until they have no water left to sweat. I looked at the loader. His face was caked in dust and grease. He wasn't moving much. He was just staring at the floor. "Drink," I told him. He lifted his canteen. The water inside was hot, like tea. It tasted like gasoline because we stored it in old fuel cans, but we drank it anyway. If you stopped drinking, you died. The heat plays tricks on your mind. We call it the Mirage. I looked through the periscope. The horizon was wobbling, dancing in the heat waves. I saw a black shape in the distance. Was it a German Panzer? Or was it just a rock? Or was it nothing at all? My eyes were stinging. The sweat was dripping into them, burning like acid. I rubbed them with my dirty sleeve, but it just made it grittier. "Contact front?" the gunner asked. His voice was dry, cracking. "I don't know," I whispered. I can't trust my eyes. The metal joystick in my hand was burning through my glove. Everything you touched hurt you. The shell casings, the hatch handle, the seat, everything was a weapon. Suddenly, the black shape fired, a flash of light, and then, whoosh, a shell whistled past our turret. "Panzer, 12 o'clock!" I screamed. The heat was forgotten for a second. Adrenaline took over. "Load armor-piercing!" I yelled. The loader stood up. He grabbed a 75mm shell, but his hands were slippery with sweat. The shell slipped. It smashed onto the metal floor. Clang! He groaned and picked it up again. He was moving in slow motion. The heat was slowing his brain down. We fired. Boom! The breach opened, and a cloud of hot, acrid smoke filled the cabin. Usually fans suck this smoke out, but in this heat, the air was stagnant. We were choking on cordite and heat. We exchanged fire for 10 minutes. The engine was roaring at max RPM, making the interior even hotter. It must have been 140 degrees in there now. Suddenly, there was a thud behind me. I turned around. The loader had collapsed. He was lying on the hot metal floor, convulsing. I crawled over to him. His skin was dry, bone dry. That's when you know it's bad. When you stop sweating, it means your body has given up. It's heat stroke. "Get him up! Get him water!" I yelled, but he was unresponsive. His eyes rolled back. We were in the middle of a battle. If I stopped to help him, we couldn't shoot. If we didn't shoot, the Panzer would kill us. This is the choice the desert forces you to make. To save him, we had to open the hatches to let cool air in, but machine gun bullets were pinging off our armor. "Open the hatch!" the driver screamed. "He's cooking back there!" I grabbed the hatch handle. It was searing hot. I hesitated. If I open this, a sniper could put a bullet in my head. If I keep it closed, my friend dies of heat stroke. The loader let out a gasp. He was suffocating. I didn't care anymore. I threw the hatch open. A blast of cool 110-degree outside air rushed in. Compared to the tank, it felt like a freezer. I dragged the loader's head near the opening. Buh! The sun finally set. And then the desert played its second cruel joke. The temperature dropped from 130 degrees to near freezing in hours. We sat on the cold sand, shivering, wrapped in blankets. The loader was awake now, pale and weak. We watched the tank cooling down. The metal was ticking and pinging as it contracted in the cold night air. We survived the Germans, but the next morning the sun would rise again. The oven would turn back on, and we would have to climb back inside that steel coffin. They gave us medals for fighting the enemy, but no one gave medals for surviving the heat.